We have breaking news that just came out as the Toronto Maple Leafs have hired head coach Craig Berube. We made a video on it just a few hours ago that it seemed like all signs were pointing towards Craig Berube getting hired. And Darius, it started to trickle down this afternoon right before the weekend. It came first from Elliotte Friedman, who made an article saying all signs are pointing to the point where it would be a surprise if Elliotte Friedman didn't get hired. And then about 5 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago, Frank Seravalli came out and said he is officially the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we are going to obviously break that all down. A very short stream today, 10-15 minutes. Just wanted to get some reactions out. We will have a video out on it as well. But everybody, and Darius, Craig Berube is the guy. We don't know the assistant coach. We don't know anything like that. But Craig Berube is officially the head coach. An official announcement will be made either later today or Monday. But we can go into the weekend with solace knowing that Craig Berube is the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
He is. He's finally the 41st head coach in Maple Leafs history. And you guys all know, hockey fans know about the Mark Messier guarantee, but how about the Darius guarantee? It happened before the end of the week. I called it earlier this week, and it happened. So here we are. He's finally the head coach, and it's all but official. Everyone's saying, and all the insiders are saying that, they were putting a lot of footwork into getting this done quickly, and now it looks like it's done. And there was some stuff on Twitter, and like you said with Friedman earlier, that said it might be announced Tuesday. I wonder if it is only announced Tuesday by the club, that they just allow things to simmer down, which isn't going to happen now that it's kind of leaked out before the weekend. But I don't think they wanted to do a whole press release before the long weekend. So I wonder if we just hear it officially on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think Tuesday might be. It's going to be. Long weekend. We haven't been thinking about that. I'm just getting everything ready here on my end. But wow, what a crazy time for this to drop. Everybody, the weekend is upon us, or it's about to be upon us, and Craig Berube is there. Where's the like button? Yeah, hit the like button if you're new. Let's just get into the report, Darius. And it started with this. So you can see this here. Actually started with this from Elliotte Friedman. Nothing is finalized. Multiple sources indicated Friday that that basically Berube is going to be the head coach, and they are far down the road on the process of becoming the team's head coach. We were actually about to record a video on that because obviously he knew something that we didn't. And then Frank Seravalli, sources say Craig Berube will be named the Maple Leafs head coach. 41st head coach in the history, the first one since 2017-18, and expect an announcement soon. Darius, it's a day. It's a day. We finally got here. Craig Berube is the guy. They didn't get Todd McClellan. They didn't go after any of these other people. It was Craig Berube the whole time. And exactly what we said. It was Craig Berube the whole time. And I'm happy that we did it. And now we can finally start to see some more moves coming for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think ultimately that's what's going to happen very, very soon. Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he was the front runner anyway. I was expecting him to get hired. It was just a matter of when, and I'm sure the Leafs wanted to do their due diligence and see who else was available and all that good stuff. But I kind of knew in the back of my head, like, it's going to be Craig Berube. It's just a matter of when. And I still think they probably announce it officially Tuesday, or it could come out tonight. The Leafs could say something tonight, and then on Tuesday we get like a presser with Berube. And I think that's going to be exciting because we're going to get his thoughts on what he thinks about the team. And then as soon as that happens, we'll get some clarity on where the team is going to go, what direction in terms of personnel on the ice. And obviously, Berube's coaching staff is still up in the air as well. But it sounds like the Leafs have done a lot of footwork with that. So that's going to be exciting to find out who's there and who's going to be the assistant coaches. And we haven't even gotten word if the current assistant coaches and current coaching staff are on their way out either. So lots to be done. But I'm excited to see what Berube says about the team. That's what I'm excited to see, how he feels about them currently, what adjustments he thinks needs to be made. So I'm excited for that and just something new. I'm excited that there's going to be something new. And now we can actually think about, okay, it's nobody else. It is Craig Berube, so we can get a little excited.
Got the guy. I'm pretty fired up. I mean, we saw his Game 7 speeches. He's had some of the issues, similar issues to Sheldon Keefe, but they're different coaches entirely. He's in a, hopefully the players will fight for him. Now what happens with Mariners, it's kind of the focus we can focus on now instead of Berube, or whether it's going to be Berube, McClellan, Quenneville, which was never going to happen, all these guys. And now the shift focuses on, or the mindset shifts to kind of what the plan is going forward. And the most immediate thing that we got to think about is the assistant coaches, because I hope and pray to God that that Boucher does not come back. And a lot of these guys need a clean house. But they said very early on that they were going to wait for the coach to be hired before they do any of these things. And in case you're new, it's definitely not fake news. Craig Berube is the coach. He's the head coach. I'll leave this here for people tuning in. But Craig Berube is the 41st head coach. And again, we're going to have a video very soon analyzing everything. But what are the thoughts there in the chat? What are the thoughts in the chat? Also, if you're new, a lot of people in here, hit the like button and subscribe. At least videos every day, multiple a day usually.
Yeah, multiple. I don't know, a lot of people seem to be happy about it.
I'm happy.
That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm happy about it, honestly, because I
I'll
think
ask
that's
chat
the
this. Sorry to
shit they
interrupt you.
needed.
Just type yes or no if you're happy. Are you happy for Craig Berube hire? Yes. If you're not, type no. Continue, Darius.
No, no. I mean, I'm excited, and I think this is the change they needed. Like, this is exactly the type of coach I think they needed. Somebody that you're gonna run through a wall for. And we keep seeing the videos of his speeches and stuff after Blues games and all that. And I think his firing from St. Louis wasn't even his fault. At the end of the day, they really stripped down the lineup and the roster away from him to kind of rebuild. So I don't even think it was his fault. And I'm excited to see what he does with the skill here. But I feel like he's gonna change the mindset a little bit. I do. Hopefully, the same thing could happen. We don't know until it happens, but I feel like he will change the mindset. He's going to demand it.
We're
That's
fired
what
up. I've not seen a single no.
I haven't seen a single no. I
Oh,
haven't seen a
great.
single no.
We've reached. I want to bring to more. Yeah, but I think this just makes more sense. I do. And I think that Leafs fans, happiness for the first time in years.
No, this is a moment of hope again, right? Which is nice. But the thing with Brindamore, like, okay, go back to last year. Shanahan said that he made his decision on Dubas based on what he said in a press conference. When I heard what Brindamore said last night, I was like, that's not the guy I want. It's not, because it's the same thing we've been hearing. So I'm excited for Craig Berube. He's going to whip them into shape, hopefully. He's a no-nonsense coach. If there's any drama, you can go sit in the press box. I remember that, Mike Babcock, yes, done some bad things, all of that, right? But I do remember he not benched, but he put Mitch Marner one time on the fourth line. He put William Nylander on the third. He demoted guys if they weren't playing well, right? He held them accountable. So without all of the bad stuff, if Craig Berube can also do that and hold guys accountable, I think we're back on the right track. I really do think we're back on the right track, because one thing Sheldon Keefe did that drove me crazy is he continued to play guys that weren't going that specific night. So I'm hoping Berube will correct that course. So I'm very excited to see what Berube does with the team.
Yeah, and everyone else seems excited as well. And I mean, ultimately, shout out to everyone in here. Again, it will be a very short live stream if you're tuning in. Obviously, this is more of a reacting one, probably 5 or 10 more minutes, because we've also already spoke in depth about Craig Berube so much. I'm just happy because, for one, there's a change in vibe. The vibe has changed now. The coaching staff obviously is going to change. The mood around the team, maybe this will light a spark under everyone, not just obviously the players. Maybe Brad Treliving, and the things have changed up the front office. Hopefully they can just, obviously it's Brad's first year, or his second year, going into his second year, but I'm happy. I'm like very happy. And we kind of knew this was coming as well. You had a Darius guarantee that he was hired by today, right? This is your last day for your Darius guarantee. Darius guarantee always comes through. Emote coming. But what comes next? You can talk about the captain getting ripped from John Tavares. You can talk about Marner getting traded. You can talk about what the assistant coaching position is looking like. There's a lot of things to talk about, and we're going to definitely be covering every single one of them. But Noah Byrne, the only no I've seen was from Noah Byrne. Habs fan. That's probably why. I don't know. I'm happy.
There's still more coming through, like this tweet here from Andy Strickland. I'll just read it out. Happy for Craig Berube gets reunited with Mike Van Ryn, which we talked about on previous videos as well. Can assume Toronto is making significant commitment, both financially and in years, to Craig Berube, which is nice. So obviously there's a culture shift there. That's going to be exciting. And he says, the country club days are over. Hope Toronto players are ready. There's a new chief in town. That is exciting if you're a fan. That's exciting.
Maybe not.
But they have to follow through on it.
No word on assistants, Kylie. No word on assistants. But again, hit the subscribe button, because as soon as that comes out, we'll definitely have it for you.
We'll have it.
Right away.
It sounds like there was rumors, but I think he's still under contract. We talked about it in our video this morning, Mark Savard, which would be a pretty welcome change, I think, offensively at least. But I think he's still under contract in Calgary, so I wonder how that works, or if we just see him next year. I don't think Mike Van Ryn's going anywhere now, because he worked with Craig Berube, and I didn't think he was all that bad. A lot of people were dumping on him on Twitter this morning. I saw that the PK was terrible. I didn't think the Leafs defense was that bad this year. I don't. So first time in a long time too.
Leafs in 708. Well, team culture must be changed for this team to have success. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, for anyone to have success with this group. Hit the like button, let's hit 50 likes. But yeah, I don't know. Berube is a hard ASS coach, so he's gonna definitely lock him in. Hopefully and not that everyone needs that, but there's definitely there was some sort of complacency that we kind of saw. That, I mean, they were happy, great regular season team, could never win, and now they're gonna get their asses in gear, hopefully.
I think the thing with when Keefe was in charge, and it wasn't Keefe's fault, I think it was the mindset of the players. And maybe Keefe kind of cultivated this mindset a little bit too, that good was good enough. So there's a lot of like, we're in first place, leave us alone. Like he's trying to get them to focus in on the fine details and stuff like that, and score more rebound goals, which they were terrible at, and that's the number one way you score in the playoffs statistically. So for them, the players, good was good enough, and I feel like good is not good enough. And that's what Keith Pelly said too last week, which is a great quote, but you got to follow through on all of this at this point. So hopefully the culture change is going to be a thing, and it's obviously needed. I just hope it happens, and they hold guys accountable at this point. I don't care how much money you make, you got to be held accountable.
Yeah,
that's what
accountability is the thing with Craig Berube. Someone said he will hold the players accountable, but unlike Mike Babcock, it will be done with respect and for good reasons, not for ignorant ones. Stanley will come back to Toronto. I'm not going to go that far with the Stanley Cup, but I do agree with the rest of the point. It's more on the Babcock side than the Sheldon Keefe side with their new head coach signing. But I think it's a mix that'll work. It's a mix that'll work. And again, it's funny when you look back at it now, all these different hints, whether he was on the panel, whether he was Paul DePalbis and that stuff, they all came true. And that was when Keefe was still a head coach, and they had this planned all along clearly. If Sheldon Keefe, I don't know what he could have done to keep his job besides win a cup, really, or like maybe make this third round. I think if they make the conference finals, he probably would have stayed.
They would have had to have lost in the third round or the Stanley Cup final in a fashion where they were beat, not that they beat themselves. And that quote he had after Game 7 or whatever, where he's like, teams set the game up so the Leafs can beat themselves.
He knew he was gone.
What was that about? Yeah, that was crazy. So he knew he was gone. I don't know what he could have done. Like, he knows what the team is, and he was trying to win, surely, but he knows where the team's mindset was under him, and that's what happened. And now he's gone, unfortunately. Still think he's a good coach. He'll probably end up in New Jersey or something, but that is all done. Berube is here. And Berube won a cup with St. Louis, who hadn't won a cup in 54 years or something at that point. So
bring it back to Toronto. All right. Any final thoughts? We'll stay live for about 5-ish more minutes. Hit the like button as well. Subscribe button, all that good stuff. But Darius, anything you want to say? We'll look a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up because this was an impromptu live stream. We're both very busy right now, but we got it for you guys. We'll have a stream. We'll probably have a stream on Wednesday covering everything. We'll probably know the assistants by then. Maybe we'll have a stream sooner than that. Probably Wednesday. Assistants. We'll have everything else coming. We'll also have a video diving into the new quotes, Darius. That one you just said was definitely one to keep for the video, but I don't know. Every Leafs fan seems happy. First time in a while. It's felt that way. And I think that we can now have optimism going into next season that things, at least on the surface level, are going to be changed with Craig Berube. And I hope other things as well. But it had to start here. It was always starting here. So we can just hope that it goes up from here.
Yeah, I think for a couple of years now, until last year, I was watching every season, like just waiting for the playoffs. Because the roster, the coach, everything was the same. Heading into last season, they added Bertuzzi and Domi and a couple other guys. And I was like, all right, like this feels a little bit different. Next year is going to really, to me, again, feel really different, like exciting to actually watch the regular season again and not just wait for the playoffs. Obviously, you want to get to the playoffs, but regular season might be exciting. But like you said, it starts here. You got the new coach. He's going to instill a new culture, hopefully, a culture change. Much, much needed. Hopefully that is a thing that sticks, right? And what's interesting now is now you move on to the players. Who stays, who goes. Now that's going to be the really exciting and fun part to pick apart that. I do still want to hear what Berube has to say about the team. That's going to be super exciting. Anything he thinks about the team in the past, what he wants to implement going forward, the reason he took the job. I'm excited to hear all of that. And then moving forward into next season, depending who stays and who goes, if they keep the core four together, which I think is a real possibility at this point because they're just, again, changing things around the surface, who's next? Who's next if it fails again and they don't come through again, or they lose in a fashion similar to before? If they lose, then it's a loss that you can be proud of. That at least they were bested by a better team, not just beat themselves. That's different, right? But it's gonna be exciting, I think.
Yeah, finally. He is confirmed. Berube is confirmed to be the head coach. It'll be officially released either today or Tuesday. But Frank Saravalli and Elliot Friedman as well basically said the same thing. So it is confirmed, and that'll probably wrap up the stream here. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. A quick one. We'll be back very soon for a video. We'll be back for a stream. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend, long weekend if you're in Canada, and What a way to start. What a way to kick off a long weekend for everyone who's going to celebrate it. Craig Berube celebration. We'll have a Craig Berube animation coming soon. And I'm going to leave it on this, Darius, because we made this animation. Keith is officially, he's obviously left Toronto. And now we're going to get a Craig Berube one coming in there with him on the horse coming in to Toronto.
The Chief.
So we're going to
the
have
Chief
to,
is here.
The Chief is definitely here. But thank you everyone who tuned in. Hit the like button on your way out. Let's get it to like 100 likes. This was a quick stream. Shout out to the almost 400 of you in here. And we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you help us towards that, it mean the world. And we'll see you guys very, very soon for a video if you want to hear us talk about it.